Welcome back. Welcome back to another video. If you're coming back to watch another video, thank you so much. And if you still haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel. It's that simple. Okay, so today, as you guys have already saw by the title, we are going to be holding a conversation. Basically, it's a chit-chat video. So yeah, what had happened was I put this Instagram poll where you guys dropped your suggested topics that I'll be touching on today's video. Thank you to each and every one of you that has participated. It means a lot. Okay, so I want us to get into the video right away. Asishone kona ari tsini. Number one. Okay, so bullying. Okay, so we all know that bullying has always been and still is a very big social problem. Way too many people are victims of bullying, including myself. I was bullied. And that has led me to be a bully as well. I'm going to be honest. I was bullied at school. I was a bully at home. I'm not proud. And this was back in primary. When I was still in grade 2 or 3. I don't remember, but I was bullied by someone who was 5 grades ahead of me, because I was in grade 2. I think I was in grade 2 because that person was in grade 7 by that time, and she was 5 grades ahead of me. So it was bad. I don't know how I made it to the next grade, but I made it, But I just don't know how, because that interrupted big time with my academics. It interrupted. I was struggling. Fact that person was older than me. I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, she was a year younger than my sister. So you can imagine what I couldn't deal with her. I couldn't stand my own ground. I couldn't. Breakthrough for me with regards to that situation. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of context to that. So breakthrough for me was when this person asked me to bring her KFC. Yeah? KFC. So what had happened, I don't know if you guys know Mulao, but I think you guys do. So Narahakile Mulao. So Mulao basically is just where it's a game where you always have your fingers crossed like this, and if your fingers are not crossed, that person would say Mulao, and they will just give you a command, and you will just have to abide by that. You'll just have to do it because it's a game and you agreed to play that game. But I was forced. She forced me to Hakamulale, and I was like, yeah, okay. So this person commanded me, hey, I'll see the next day. Okay, so, and that day, mind you, I had bread, polony, and butter for lunch. I carried that as my lunch. So chances were, it was not the time of the month. Okay, it was not the time of the month, and there was no way I could just go to my mom and tell her, "Give me the KFC for tomorrow's lunch." There was no way, because it was just off limit, So this person commanded me, and I went home. stressing what am I going to give this person, because literally and honestly there's no way I'm going to bring KFC for her tomorrow. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay, so I got home the next day. I was preparing to go to school, and my mom was like, I was down that whole morning. I was down. I didn't want to go to school because I knew very well what's awaiting me, you know? And I was like, I started crying. I didn't want to go to school. And guys, me and that girl, we lived in the same area. We used the same transport to go to school. It was a lot to even think that I'm going to have to face this person all the way to school. Yeah, it was a lot. So I told my mom. I cried that morning, and I told my mom, and that was a breakthrough for me because my mom finally confronted her, and that is it. Rahakula Malawu, right on the spot, and she was warned. So I was just grateful that finally I got it. It's over. It's over. I'm no longer going to be bullied by her, you know. And unfortunately, I continued to bully other kids at home. I'm not very proud. I remember my friend was telling me what I was chasing after her this one time. I don't know why, but I was chasing after her because I wanted to beat her. I don't know why, but I don't believe that. I do, because I was bullied. But anyway, so feminist, what it is and how to narrate it into a broad and versatile society. Feminist, one word, a liberal woman. That's my definition of a feminist. I know way too many of us can give our own definitions, but for me, as a liberal woman, and how I would like to narrate it is that a feminist man is aware of other people's emotions, is someone who is very well aware of other people's emotions and takes that into consideration. A feminist is an emotional intelligence, someone, like I said, who is very well aware of other people's emotions, who understands that it doesn't mean that when you are so entitled to your own opinions, you have the right to express them anywhere, you know, like anyhow, anywhere, without even being considerate about how the next person would feel. You know, you being entitled to your own opinions does not necessarily mean that you can express them all the time. So a feminist would understand, take into consideration other people's emotions and understand their own emotions as well, and be able to control them. So it's a feminist. And liberal in a sense that you are, you know, your femininity, you understand those attributes, and you being a feminine does not mean that you should now be a threat to a masculine. You know, you need to understand as a feminine that a man and woman coexist. There is no one who is a dominant person in a relationship or any other relationship, or it does not make you a dominant person. You being a feminist does not make you a dominant over someone, you know. Men are not subordinates. No, women are not dominant. So understand that those people coexist, and a feminist as well. I'd like to say this. I would like to say this. You know, we should normalize celebrating our friends' achievements, others' achievements, people of our same caliber, even above. A feminist would understand that, you know. And toxic toxic relationships and how to deal with them. Toxic relationships and how to deal with them. Go to Kamtase. Pack your bags and leave. So toxic relationship can be, you can have a toxic relationship with your friend, or with your partner, or your family. It doesn't matter. My toxic relationship, we do encounter that. We do encounter a relationship that's very toxic, and it becomes very difficult for us to leave. But please don't see it as a predicament to leave a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship is that kind of relationship that makes you someone who's very miserable. That makes you somebody who cannot stand your own ground. Who becomes very unsure and very apologetic of what you want in a relationship. And it's sad. Whenever you find yourself in a toxic relationship, please, one mistake that we normally do is that we ignore the red flags. We ignore the red flags when you are well aware of the fact that this is a red flag, this is what I don't like. We ignore all that because no. But what I'm trying to say is that don't see it as a predicament. It's not it should not be a difficult situation to leave a toxic relationship. You don't even have to wait for the level of the relationship's toxicity to determine your full stop in a relationship. Just go, pack your bags and leave if love is not being served or any other thing. Friends. When and in which level do you consider someone a friend? Do we really need friends? Do we really need friends? I'd like to answer to that at first. We do need friends. We do need friends. We do. Not all of us has a sister, and having a sister is a privilege. Having a sibling, having a sister. I'm saying a sister because I have sisters, but having siblings is a privilege because those are the people that you can always find comfort in, But when you don't have siblings, because that is also a case, when you don't have siblings, it's very advisable to make friends because there are those situations we find ourselves in that we deal with, and we are not really comfortable enough to talk about those things with our parents. So making friends is necessary. And when do I get to a level where I consider somebody a friend? I've said it before. If you have watched my previous video, I've said it before. I consider someone my friend when I obviously feel comfortable enough to talk about my personal stuff in that person, when I feel comfortable enough to confide in that person, and when I trust that everything I say to that person is safe. All my secrets I tell that person are safe. Because guys, another thing, the dynamic of forming friendships, solidified friendships, intimate friendships, love, where there's plenty of love and respect and trust is very hard these days because people that we consider our friends makes friends with our worst enemies. So it's very hard for me. The dynamic of forming friendships is very hard. It's very hard, and I'm grateful for the fact that I have sisters. So people who I consider my friends, I consider my sisters as well. Now consider them my brothers. I make sisters and brothers. I don't make friends. Friend is an understatement to me. Okay, so yeah. And also, like I said before, when everything is reciprocating, I consider you my friend. You trust me, I trust you. You love me, I love you. You confide in me, I confide in you. go hedile kuphelele re sha probomata sha cohabitation. Cohabitation, fucking set, maslalisane. Masihlalisane. Indoda mele ikhiphe inkomo. Re batla bogadi. Re batla go ja ngwana loto. That is the thing. That is the thing, you know. Do right by that woman. Do right by that woman. Because you cannot be enjoying the benefits of having a wife. Right by her. Just pay lobola. Pay dowry. Man, you want mushato. You want mushato. So, okay, cohabitation. People say they are very happy when they are cohabiting, of which I totally understand, because now cohabitation does not come with prerequisite, does not come with those expectations where you are expected to clean, to cook, to do laundry, to, you know, cohabitation. It's that situation where no one is entitled. If I feel like picking my bags and go, I go. I go without even informing my parents. You know, it's a matter peacefully so. Whereas with marriage, marriage involves not only the two of you, but way too many people. Way too many people. So with cohabitation, it's even better, because when you want to leave, you leave. You leave. You pack your bags literally and leave, and no one is going to stop you. That's one thing about cohabitation. But someone cannot, like I said, someone cannot be enjoying the benefits of having a wife. You know, they cannot just be expecting you to perform duties of a wife, whereas they still haven't paid dowry for you. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair. Do right by that woman, man. The reason why you let them into your house is because you saw the potential that person can be a wife, that person can form a home, you know. So do right by that person. And I understand that many men and women cohabitate with various reasons, with various valid reasons. I do understand, and Mina, I don't see it as a problem. Cohabiting is not a problem to me. No, so, to people like me that believe that marriage is an end game, we will cohabit. We will cohabit before we get to that decision. Now, I want to get married now. I'm at a point where I want to get married. Aging slash adulting. Adulting is hard. Adulting is hard, and I'm sure many of us who are already on our 20s can attest to this. Adulting is hard. I mean, with all the societal expectations, the mundane demands. Oh my God, adulting is hard. And yo guys, what we normally do is that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and that is because we unconsciously live up to the societal expectations, you know. So all I can say adulting is that it's very hard, and way too many things are expected of us. I mean, you're expected to, right after matriculating, you're expected to leave your parents' home. Pande, you know, you are expected to get enrolled into university, even though when you do not have anyone who can help you with registration fees and stuff like that. You're expected to, when you reach a certain age, you must have a child, even though you're expected to get married, you know. Kadi social gatherings, ko gae, they would always say, yo, wena mare wena unna le ngwana. Unna le ngwana. When are you getting married? At that time, you don't even have a significant other in your life, yo. And yeah, that time when you just don't, you're just not ready to be a parent, and sometimes that's not even the case. The case is you just cannot conceive. Your adulting is hard, and way too many things are expected of us, and it's sad that we live up to those expectations. Believe it or not, we do, and it's a lot pressure that can lead to so many things. It leads to depression and stuff. Hi, adulting is hard. That's all I can say. And guys, everything that I've said thus far in this video, please understand that this is just according to my personal discretion. And if you have something to say, you're more than welcome to comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet again on the next video.